Good morning. First of all, yes, yes, indeed, it is May, and it's actually the day before Mother's Day, and I am bundled up in a toboggan and and a jacket. So, for those who live up north, I've ran into this. I guess toboggan and up north means a sled. So I don't have a sled on my head, but where I'm from, toboggan means a hat, a beanie, if you will. Um, and I have no idea how they're going to do in the fall, just in case you're wondering. But at any rate, um, this is actually finals week for my third alma mater. I have three alma maters. I have University of New Mexico, Jacksonville State, and Texas Tech. New Mexico would have been 1998, Jacksonville State 2001, and Texas Tech 2010. Now, it's actually finals week at Texas Tech, and as a result, the library is open 24 hours a day. I've actually worked as a student supervisor at Texas Tech's University Library. I also worked as a student supervisor for University of New Mexico Zimmerman Library. Well, anyway, things get really interesting during finals week. Some of the things that happened were quite unsavory, to be honest with you. There's certain things I certainly would not bring up, but indeed let your imagination run wild, and that has happened. And unfortunately, indeed, I had to clean it up. But also, most students are actually studying the right thing. I also remember, let's see, what was the deal? There was an Easter egg. I'm not sure why there was an Easter egg, a plastic Easter egg on finals week. And I remember there was actually tobacco in the egg. A lot of the folks, especially the males at Texas Tech, were very bright students, but they had an unshakable penchant, if you will, for tobaccos. I don't know. It's crazy stuff. All right. Well, the one that I'm about to bring up, I'll be honest with you, I'm not sure. I don't believe this happened during finals week, but I just have to bring it up in the library. So, a lot of times, my boss counted on me for a lot of big things. Not to, overshake my importance. Like I said, I'm just a poor, simple black man from the South, but sometimes she depended on me for a number of things. So I get a phone call, same number I have right now, same West Texas number, but of course this time I had a flip phone, and it said, Dino, could you check on? I believe this would have been the fifth stacks. We called it the fifth stack, so it was pretty much the top, if you will, of the top floor of the University Library at Texas Tech. Could you please check up there? I believe it said something along the lines of apparently there are some dirty magazines there, so some adult material. And certainly we don't want that around. That's not an appropriate use for the library. So obviously I go up there, I dash up there to get rid of them. And at any rate, and so I go up there, and there's a young man. He's a student. He's hard at work studying. Well, pretty much I tell him, look, there's some adult material here, and I've got to get rid of it. Well, I can't find the adult material, and I was like, well, that's funny. I'm sorry, sir. Maybe it was another room. And so I'll go to the other room. There's no adult material. I mean, you know, and obviously if there was, I would have destroyed the material, but anyway, there was no dope material. And so I go downstairs and I go to my boss, you know. Um, and so I go to my boss and I say, I got a message from you about adult material. And she was like, she's like, basically was asking me what was I talking about. And so I was like, well, I had the voicemail right here. And so she listens to this. She's like, Dina, how could you fall for this? This sounds nothing like me. Now, if she's listening right now, I will like to say this. Lo siento, amiga. Sonaba como tú. That, it fit her to a T. That clearly sounded like her. Now, with that being said, now I know it's not her because there's a person, he's a practical joker. Actually, there's a few practical jokers at our, that were among our crew. I wasn't a practical joker, I guess I might have a pretty good sense of humor, but I certainly not a practical joker. Just thought that was a little mean-spirited. But I was always the butt of people's practical jokes, whether this be in New Mexico, or if you will, at Texas Tech. And so I was like, and I'm not going to expose his name, although I wouldn't be surprised if his brother may be listening to this, because sometimes he listens to some of my videos. But I was like, oh, I know this is you. Now, also, one of the reasons why I also know it was him, I believe he had done something to me either earlier or later, where basically I get another phone call, and the phone call said something like, and I guess it's in the voice that I have, so I won't mimic it because, it sounded just like me. Dino, this is future Dino. And, and it said something about, he wanted me to, I believe, watch out for those burritos, as they call, great gas. And then he did a laugh, a chuckle that almost, pretty much sounds like me. I've heard me chuckle before. And so I was pretty sure that was that joker. But I got to tell you, those finals weeks were always interesting. Mine is obviously over, and I don't remember ever having anything here at the university I teach at right now. But anyway, I just thought I'd share that for you. Hey, take care, y'all. Bye-bye.